Hello there, welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Well, this is part one of a three-part series that I'm doing on this channel of Criterion Collection recommended titles around specific decades. So I've done a number of recommendation videos for Criterion Collection titles along different lines, like recommended crime movies, coming of age stories, classic films, contemporary films, thriller recommendations. All of those videos are on this channel, so I definitely recommend checking those out. But I thought it would be nice to do some decade-specific videos. So, if you have an interest in a particular decade of cinema, like you really love the 1960s or 1970s or 1980s, this is a three-part series that I think you're going to want to tune into, because in this video today, I'm covering my 12 recommended titles from films from the 1960s that have a Criterion Collection release. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into these recommended titles. Now, some of these titles I have not seen in a while, so my details may be fuzzy, but I do remember really enjoying these editions, and they're editions that I need to actually revisit in many cases. So I'm gonna enjoy my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Get a nice swig of that. I like to get it regular with cream and sugar. Sometimes I'll get French vanilla, but I just went regular today. So I've got 12 recommendations, and I'm gonna go in chronological order from the 1960s, this wonderful decade of cinema. And the first title is from director Henri Georges Clouzot. Of course, he's the director of Diabolique, Wages of Fear, other titles that I would highly recommend in the Criterion Collection, but those are from the 1950s. This is a film from the 1960s. It's from 1960, and it is La Verite, stars Brigitte Bardot. She's on trial for the murder of her lover. This is a wonderful film that I highly recommend checking out. This is La Verite. You open it up, it's got Brigitte Bardot. You see her on trial there. Really, really like this film. It's been a few years since I've watched this movie, but I definitely recommend this title, La Verite, from the Criterion Collection starring Brigitte Bardot. It's from 1960, comes in at 128 minutes, and it's a fantastic film from Henri Georges Clouzot, the director of Diabolique and Wages of Fear. Definitely check this one out. The next film is, I believe, the only film that Marlon Brando directed, and it is the 1961 film One-Eyed Jacks. It's a Western that Marlon Brando directed and starred in. It comes in at 141 minutes, and this is spine 844 in the Criterion Collection. One-Eyed Jacks. La Verite is spine number 960 in the collection. So La Verite is spine 960, and One-Eyed Jacks is spine 844. And this is Marlon Brando in his directorial effort, One-Eyed Jacks. This movie actually looks really nice on this Blu-ray disc. I believe it's a new 4K digital restoration, and it looks fantastic. That's one thing I really picked up in watching this movie a few years ago, is that it looks quite stunning on this Blu-ray disc and this 4K restoration. A 4K disc would really be nice for this movie because this restoration was really nice. So that's One-Eyed Jacks. Another film starring two of legendary French actors is La Notte. And this is part of Michelangelo Antonioni's Alienation trilogy. It's the follow-up to La Ventura. This is La Notte. It's from 1961. It stars Marcello Mastroianni and Jean Moreau. Legendary actors. I believe I said French actors. They're Italian actors. Excuse me. Getting my countries mixed up. So I'm sorry about that. But this is La Notte. This is part of his Alienation trilogy. And Jean Moreau and Marcello Mastroianni are playing estranged lovers. This takes place over one night, and it just goes through the alienation of their relationship over the course of one night. This is a fascinating film, La Notte, part of that Alienation trilogy. And this is from 1961. It comes in at 122 minutes. The next title is a film that had a remake recently. Actually, not recently, I think maybe 15 years ago or so, starring Denzel Washington and Liev Schreiber and Meryl Streep. This is the original version of this story, and it is the Manchurian Candidate. It is from 1962. And this, of course, stars the recently passed away Angela Lansbury. It's got Frank Sinatra in here. And who else is in here? This is from John Frankenheimer. And you have, of course, Angela Lansbury. Frank Sinatra plays the POW, and Lawrence Harvey plays the Army sergeant who, as a prisoner during the Korean War, is brainwashed into becoming a sleeper assassin. So, you know, Lawrence Harvey is the son. He's Raymond Shaw, and his mother is Angela Lansbury, his controlling mother. So this is the original. This comes in at 126 minutes. So I'm recommending to you some pretty long movies here, over 2 hours, so you're getting your money's worth if you think of it that way. But this is a really nice addition from Criterion. I recommend watching this movie and then watching the remake with Denzel Washington and Liev Schreiber and Meryl Streep. I think they're both excellent, and I think, you know, this original really is a nice movie. So definitely check out The Manchurian Candidate. So really good film. Of course, up here you have the menu screen of 8½. This is one of the masterpiece films from Federico Fellini. This is the single edition Blu-ray that I bought first. Of course, I also have the wonderful, the Essential Fellini set, which is a great addition in the Criterion collection. If you're thinking about another recommendation, I can definitely recommend the Essential Fellini set. I did an unboxing and review on this channel, so definitely check those out. One of the great films in that set is 8½, and it is highly recommended. This stars Marcello Mastroianni. He is a director, and he's directing a film. This is another example of one of those films that is a movie about making movies, and I really enjoyed this film. This is a film I have not seen in a while, and I definitely need to revisit. It's from 1963, and it comes in at 138 minutes. It's in black and white. This is a masterpiece of a film. Of course, the disc is in the player, but you get a stapled booklet, which I always love, and you get a ton of special features on this Blu-ray disc. So, you know, if you're not wanting to splurge for the full Fellini set and you see 8½, available separately, definitely recommend picking up this release. It is fantastic. All right, if you like comedy and you like to have a good zany time, just check your brain at the door. This 1963 film from Stanley Kramer is a mad world, is right up your alley. So this is a nice set. This is a digipack set, and I think it has like 5 discs in it, but it is a wonderful addition. It opens up here, it's a whoa, oh, but look how it opens up. Isn't this fantastic? It's a mad world. Wonderful art on the back there. Check that out. Isn't that fantastic? But it's a zany, crazy movie. You know, it is 5 discs in this set. You check your brain at the door. It's not meant to be taken seriously in the least. And it's got some nice inserts. Got your little map here of this zany adventure. And it is got an all-star cast of, you know, funny actor comedians of the day. It's just a fantastic release from the Criterion collection. It's a mad world. Definitely enjoy that. And then, of course, from Mr. Jean-Luc Godard, we have a film from 1966 that stars Chantal Goya that I've done a review on this channel last year, Masculin Feminin. This is a fantastic film. I love this film. This might be my favorite of Jean-Luc Godard's films. It's definitely up there for me. It's from 1966, 104 minutes, and it is fantastic. It's about young people in Paris in the early 1960s doing their thing. So really like this film. Is Spine 308. It's a mad world of Spine 692. 8½. Individually is Spine 140. The Manchurian Candidate is Spine 803, and La Notte is Spine 678. So getting caught up on the spines I didn't tell you about. The next title is basically a realistic take on a documentary from Truman Capote, and it is In Cold Blood by Richard Brooks. Of course, this stars the late Robert Blake, who of course starred in Lost Highway that I recently reviewed on this channel. This is a title that I have not seen in quite some time. I need to revisit it, but it is a fantastic sort of documentary, realistic take on a murder investigation. And it is fantastic. You see a young Robert Blake here. Really, really nice. This comes in at 134 minutes. It's from 1967. It is spine 781 in the Criterion collection, and it is Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. Highly, highly recommended. You get a new 4K digital restoration on here, 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio. So this is one of those titles that, you know, may not be on your radar, but it's one of those titles that came out several years ago from Criterion that's highly, highly recommended. So along with all the new releases that are coming out, definitely consider picking up In Cold Blood. Ousmane Sembène, legendary Senegalese African director, the father of African cinema, Ousmane Sembène, Mandabi. I did a review of this on this channel. This is a film from 1968, 91 minutes, so a nice brisk watch. It comes in at spine 1065 in the Criterion collection. And this is called Mandabi, or The Money Order. Fantastic film from Ousmane Sembène. Check out the inside here. Really, really nice. And what's really cool about this edition is, in addition to getting the standard fold out with some wonderful artwork and a nice essay, you actually get Ousmane Sembène's novella, The Money Order, that he wrote and that this film is based on. So it's an actual novella that is included in here, which is absolutely fantastic. A wonderful inclusion for this very nice edition. You learn so much more about Ousmane Sembène and African cinema. And I recommend, of course, this title as well as Black Girl, which is another amazing film from Ousmane Sembène, and just highly recommended. Mandabi. All right, we got a few more to go here. We got 9 down, 3 to go. And this next one is, of course, I love musicals, or not musicals, or, well, I do love some musicals, but I love concert type films. And this is a series of concert films from the 1960s that I highly, highly recommend. It's called the Complete Monterey Pop Festival. So there's a more updated version of this, but I have the older version. And this is spine 168 and 169 in the Criterion collection, but it's the Complete Monterey Pop Festival. Highly, highly recommended that you check this out. Got some fantastic artists, you know, on here, including Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix. Just phenomenal. Love it. It's been a while since I've watched that. I need to revisit that. Robert Redford and Gene Hackman. This is a role where you see them sort of in younger days. It's from 1969, and it is Downhill Racer. Robert Redford plays an Olympic skier. Gene Hackman is the coach, and it is a really nice drama. This comes in at 102 minutes. It's from 1969, and it's a nice little addition from Criterion that you may not have even heard of or know much about. It is spine number 494. And, you know, it's highly recommended. If you're a Gene Hackman fan, if you're a Robert Redford fan, definitely consider picking this one out. Okay, let me turn my phone off. Definitely consider picking this one up. You know, it's a nice one. It's a nice addition from Criterion. Downhill Racer. And last but not least, Mr. Gordon Parks, of course, wowed us at the end of the year with this title, The Learning Tree, and wowed us this year with Shaft, the 4K edition from Criterion that I highly recommend. But from 1969 is this movie here, The Learning Tree, which I believe is Gordon Parks' first feature film. And I believe it is the first American film from a Black director for the mainline Hollywood studio system. So that is the historical importance of this movie here, The Learning Tree, and it is from 1969, and it's 107 minutes. And this is a nice film. It's sort of a coming of age story. It's semi-autobiographical. It takes place, it's set in Kansas, which is where Gordon Parks is from. And it basically is semi-autobiographical about his upbringing. So very nice film from Gordon Parks. This is the last title to come out in 2021. And it's a really, really good one. Fantastic one. So, The Learning Tree. So there you have it. Those are the 12 titles that I am recommending that you consider for this upcoming sale. So the Learning Tree, Downhill Racer. The Learning Tree, by the way, comes in at spine 1107. The Complete Monterey Pop Festival, Mandabi, In Cold Blood from Truman Capote, Masculin Feminin, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 8.5 from Fellini, The Master, The Manchurian Candidate, and the recent remake starring Denzel, Liev Schreiber, and Meryl Streep, La Notte, starring Marcello Mastroianni and Jean Moreau, One-Eyed Jacks, La Verite. So there you have it. Let me know what you think in the comment section about these titles, and let me know what are some other films from the 1960s that you would recommend in addition to what I have here. And also let me know what titles are you most excited to pick up in this upcoming Barnes & Noble sale. Next up in this series is part 2, where I'm going to cover some 12 more recommendations of films from the Criterion collection from the 1970s. So we're in the 60s in this video. We're about to switch to the 70s, and I'm looking forward to covering that. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.